Yeah, how's everybody doing today? I just got done scraping the barn out. I mean, how many times you can show that if anybody wants to watch it. I'll eventually make videos again about it, but can't do them all the time. But it's a nice day here. It's cool. We had a frost advisory or frost one. I forget how they worded it. Warning me it could happen. Advisory, I guess, means it's going to happen. Well, I got cold enough last night. We might have had frost. I didn't see no one. I got up this morning. So, but that don't matter. It's too early to be planting anything. I mean, you could plant oats. Small grains ain't gonna hurt nothing. You can even plant corn now. I mean, technically you're supposed to wait until the ground temperature's up to 56. But if you got weather coming, it wouldn't hurt to plant it now. But we're still gonna have risks of frost. But as long as the seed ain't out of the ground, the frost ain't gonna hurt it. And they say corn can take frost up to 2 inches tall. They'll grow out of it. I don't know, but it's still too early to worry about any of that. But like I said, just monkeying around here doing that today. Got my first woodchuck today too. I don't know how well it'll show up there. Dude, right there. He was dumb enough just to sit there. There was two of them. I don't know if you can see that hole down there by that post. When I came out here to get the skid steer, one small one ran in there. And then by the time I got the gates and stuff open, this big one was running around. And I had the gun up there, so I went and got it. And he was right here when I came back out. And he was dumb enough just to sit there. What I'm more amazed about, I actually hit him through a scope at this close range. It's only 25 foot. I think these are on 8-foot centers. So you got 1, 2, 3, 3.5. This one's a little bit narrower, but so about 25 foot away through a scope. I'm kind of impressed with that because the scope distorts at this close range quite a bit. But I got him. I do need to get in here and get these vines and stuff pulled out of this gravel. This is actually a French drain in here, and it was all part of the government grant I got for this building because all the water comes off the roof. There's an 8-inch tile that runs through there to collect all this water and drain it out and runs out there into the pasture. So I really don't need all them. I don't know how deep them vine roots would go. Mostly Multiflower Rose and need to get them out of there. But one reason I was making this video today is there's been a common question in the last couple of videos in the comments, and I'm sure it's some newer viewers, asking me if I still milk cows. And the simple answer to that is no. I do have a couple that I'm milking, but I'm not selling milk or anything. It's just basically for us and the cats and the whatever, the dogs. But and it's basically a waste of time milking them for what they're given right now. But it was about roughly just a little over a year ago that I said to hell with it. And I've gone through this several times. Mainly it's some stupid decisions that I've made. Mostly my fault. But then again, there's issues here that I tried to get corrected for the last 3-4 years. And like I say, there is no support for small farms anymore. Guys, anybody that's in a service of the dairy industry would rather go to one 500 cow dairy and sell $500-600 worth of stuff than to go to 10 dairies and sell $50 here, $50 there. I understand the economics of it, but if you keep putting your client base out of business, eventually you're not going to have nothing. You're going to be selling out at the end too. But yeah, like I said, about a year ago, things got bad enough. And what's even better is it took the milk inspector over a week, to finally realize and get back to them that I wasn't sending any milk, because how much they really cared. I mean, the milk truck came in here like 3 times before I got a phone call. And again, I was pissed off enough. I'm not telling them nothing. They don't need to know nothing. They didn't care to begin with, so I didn't tell them nothing. Not that it mattered, I mean. But yeah, about a year ago. So right now in my township, where if you go back about 15 years ago, there was like 13 or 15 farms in this township milking cows. There's only one left now. I've stood out here in the driveway and thought back 30 years. How many guys? There was 3 right down here in the valley, me and another one on the next road over. So there's 5 of us within a mile of a radius. And I could stand out here in the driveway and just name off, I'd probably go in like a 20-mile radius. And I was up to 40, 50 farms. Right now I think there's maybe 5. And 2 of them, one is the woman I bagged silage for, and I wouldn't be surprised. Well, she's continuing yet this year. I mean, she's got to be 65 to 70. She's way older, a lot older than I am. And her brother, that was older yet, he was 80. So she might be in her 70s. And she's 5 foot, 110 pounds maybe. And she outworks a lot of them guys over there. But anyway, her brother died, the one who was doing a lot of field work for her, because that's about all he could do. He was so crippled up. And her brother-in-law, who's crippled up too, helps her. So he's still around. And then there's a couple another family over that way that are milking cows, and the kids help out back and forth. So she's got help. But I wouldn't be surprised if this would be her last year. Another one that's near me, I wouldn't be surprised this year or so they'll be out. They threatened here 2-3 years ago that they were quitting, but haven't yet. So, I mean, there's ain't nothing for the small farms anymore. And I think that's going to be the biggest mistake. I mean, you ever hear the story, don't put all your eggs in one basket? Well, that's exactly what the agriculture industry is doing. And it's going to bite them in the ass in the end. And then, as I say, I mean, there's a lot of videos in the back there. A lot of what I've done here in the last 2 years. I really haven't explained maybe a whole lot of my bad decisions, but I explained a lot of what put me in the position I am in, the stupid decisions I made, and that's where I'm at. Still figuring out what to do. I mean, been a couple things floated around, maybe another job, helping some other neighbors like I did last fall, but I haven't had nothing back to me yet. Still planning on doing hay. I was going to put an ad in the paper for that row of hay there. I mean, it's been stored inside. Second crop hay, grass. I was going to put a paper up over at the feed mill. And then I seen a couple other papers there, and people are advertising bales for $35. I said, no, I ain't selling that for $35. I mean, them bales are 650 to 750 pounds. So roughly 3 bales per ton. 700-pound bales, that'd be 2,100 pounds a long ton. 2,200 pounds a long ton. But anyway, a ton. I haven't looked. I hear bales going for 40, 50 bucks, but they're probably 4x5 bales over at the auction. But anyway, at $35 a bale, that's only $105 a ton. And hay's a lot more than $105 a ton. And if I bale that up in square bales, which I could even do that if I wanted to piss around, each one of them bales is probably about 12 square bales, and you get $6, $7 for a square bale, so I double my money just putting it in square bales. But then I got to handle them. But there's still a slim chance here. I got a couple leads on. Like I said, I'm trying to get to plant corn this year. Well, I plant as much as I had in my head in the first place, but I mean, I got probably 30 acres here close to home. That'd be the easiest to get in where I'd like to put it. That's a problem. I can't get it off my sheller or get a picker to get it off. I can't get a combine up in there. But who knows? Like I say, it's just a matter of get it in the ground, worry about it later, I guess, if something can happen. But yeah, like I say, right now I'm not milking cows. Do I plan on milking cows again? Very slim chance. This world will have to completely change around to where it's appreciated for this stuff. But until people start going hungry, it ain't going to happen. And I don't even know if we're going to have a country if something doesn't change here, I mean, I don't even know if we'll make it the next election way things are going. The idiocy that's out there. But you never know. It's an absolutely slim chance. One thing, everything's going to be sitting here because I will not sell anything to help anybody else out. Put it that way. I'm not going to sell that parlor. I'm not selling the bulk tank. I'm not selling none of the equipment. I'm not going to cut this barn out and sell the stalls. I mean, even if this got shredded in a windstorm, that equipment will lay there and rot. One, there's not that many people around here that'd be interested in it anyhow. And again, I'm helping somebody else out when I couldn't get help. I've helped people out for quite a few years, and it's always come back to bite me in the ass. So that's the thing, is the way things are. And then I was going to address two other comments that came across some of these videos. It's kind of hilarious. I've had one tell me about that door. I need to do more maintenance. Like I posed to him in a question, how do I maintain them lap joints on a door? I mean, is there a service interval? Does everybody go around check out the lap joints on their door frames? I mean, is there an inspection? What maintenance do you do to them? I have no control over the weather. We were getting 50, 60 mile an hour winds. This is the one door I didn't have any worry about because of that post right there. There's no way that door can get caught, flipped out. Usually that's what rips the door down, is when it blows out this way and rips it apart. But it can't get that much swing in there. It's just the wind got in the right direction. And when you're only putting 2-inch nails through there, or whatever they had in there, and they've rusted out because of the cheap way they manufacture things for the last 25 years. They don't last. So, again, I don't know what else I could have done to prevent that. And then another comment that's come up, there was a few videos back, that I'm lazy. And no, I'm not lazy. I'm pissed off. I'm disgruntled. I'm jaded. I'm a lot of things, but not lazy. I have no problems working, doing anything, putting the time in. I'm just getting tired of doing it for nothing. So it's gotten to the point I really don't care to do much of anything because I'm not getting nothing back out of it. Watch all these other people in the world doing next to nothing and making hundreds of thousands of dollars, doing basically their Ponzi schemes, their scams. They're not doing a damn thing. And like I say, I'm not lazy because I've tried to figure back. I've probably been helping milking cows since I was 12 or 13. Put it this way, probably about 11. Because I know in 1982, I would have been, it was a week before my birthday to begin with. So 79, 3, I would have been 12, turning 13. It's the first time I did chores by myself. Because that was the day that my brother died. My mom, he's only 9 months old at the time. He was born with Down syndrome and 2 holes in his heart. And they did open heart surgery on him in like June of that year. And then complications of that, and he died in September. And I remember that was the day Dad woke me up and told me I needed to do chores because he had to be at the hospital. And my uncles, I don't know if they couldn't get off work or whatever, but anyway, I had to do chores that morning myself. That was the first time I ever did chores by myself. Complete chores. Get cows in, I've done all that. I mean, I've gotten cows in before and helped milk and stuff, but this is the first time I did all the chores myself. And then tried to figure out since when, and it was about that time, I can't say I went to the barn every night. I was helping pretty regularly. Then in 87, we'll go from 87, put it that way. From the day I graduated, I've been here for every day milking. Now before, when I was in school, I didn't help in the mornings, but I did night chores. And in all this time, from that day I graduated until even now, because I'm still milking cows to this day, there's only been 2 days I haven't milked a cow. And that was the day of my wedding and the day I went to the Finger Lakes to pick up that milking parlor. Because other than that, I've been here for every morning chores since I graduated. And the only time I didn't help at night is when my uncle when he was helping me, he would do chores. If I was baling hay or fitting ground or something, I might work a little longer in the fields and I might not come back right for evening chores. And then since October, well, we built this barn in 2006, started it, moved the cows in here in March of 2007. In October 2007, my uncle had a stroke, and I have milked every single goddamn day since then. I have not taken a day off for nothing. One, because there's no place I want to care to go to. I don't give a fuck about any vacation days. Touring this, touring that, going here, partying this, doing that. But, people need some time off, need a break. Well, like I say, I haven't had a break from that. Now, for the last year, I haven't done much. Right now it's just feed a few cows, milk these few cows. It's not like before where I was putting in 12, 14-hour days, nonstop every day. I mean, there's been days, 3, 4 years ago, I'd be milking cows. Got a late start or something at night. There was one night I was sitting on a 5-gallon bucket waiting for a cow to get finished milking. And I'd doze in and out, black out. I ended up being startled out of sleep. I jumped up, flung forward, and slammed my forehead into the concrete floor. So, I mean, I busted my ass here for several years, trying to keep going and getting shafted in the end. So, I mean, no, I am not lazy. I wish more people would wake up in this country, just be tired of what's going on and quit just going through the motions because they're afraid they're going to lose everything. Well, you're going to lose everything in the end anyhow. They're going to screw you out of everything in the end. You're going to have nothing and enjoy it. But like I said, that was just 2 comments. It just kind of irked me a little bit. But one, like I said, I think it was the first time he's ever commented, so he has no fucking idea what about anything, about what's going on here. Just somebody who wants to start trouble. And they say they're probably the ones sitting in their basements, eating the Cheetos, playing the video games, trying to become an internet sensation. And they're nothing. But I guess I shouldn't rant on and on about that. But like I say, if it stays, I think we're supposed to have a couple days of rain here yet this week. I've been thinking about it here. Maybe I'll start hauling some of this manure out and spread it on these fields out back. The one field I want to put corn in, I got to put the shit on it too anyhow. So I could probably be doing that. I guess I'm going to have diesel fuel to run. Never heard nothing back from that company. I gave them 3 days, told them, I got to fuel up something here. You're going to get it out of here, decide what you want to do, and they never gave me anything back. So as far as I guess, it's my fuel now. So I gave them their opportunities. They had their opportunity to come in here and say something. And again, like I say, they wanted to dictate something. But they never gave me an answer and never decided anything else. So they're SOL now. I think it's been a month now, so it's at least 30 days. So again, like I say, something I didn't order, I shouldn't have to pay for it. And in the position I am in, I can't guarantee I can pay for it, so either they're going to have to give some concession here somehow, or they can just come in and take it out of here. I mean, I can eventually pay for it, I just can't guarantee when. Because again, I got some money coming here eventually. The lawyers and all them will get off their ass and get things settled. But I guess I've rambled on here long enough. I wasn't going to make it this long, because I'm figuring about half this. But anyway, that's all I want to do, just give answer a few of these questions that keeps popping up, and just again, give my peace of mind on something that nobody cares how I feel anyhow, but makes me feel better to get it out. So I guess let these cows back in. They got their asses locked out last night. I screwed up. They actually went out last night, but I screwed up and left the other gate open, and them got out here. I don't want to mix these two groups yet. And they started eating the bale of hay that was in here, so I figured, well, there's no way in hell I'm going to get them chased away from that. So I said, hell, I can't. I'm tired of chasing cows around in circles. They just bounce around, look at me, run the opposite way, laugh at me. So anymore, I just don't care. They keep acting like that, they can go on the trailer. So since these were outside, I mean, it was going to get down to freezing, but it ain't going to hurt them. So I locked the gate. They can stay out and lock these in. And that's why I figure I got to open up these other gates to clean the barn. So I'll just get this cleaned out before I let them back in, because they probably want water. They haven't had the water since last night. There ain't no puddles or anything out there anyhow for them, and they can't even get down to the creek if they wanted to. Because that was another one of the government projects I did where I put in all this high-T fence to keep the cows out of the creek. That for some reason the multiflower roses that were growing up over the bank where the cows couldn't even get near the creek weren't good enough. But like I say, that's a whole other story. Like I say, if you want government money, you work your government standards, and red tape makes no sense. So, I guess, thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I mean, been getting quite a few new subscribers here lately. And I guess they're interested in, like I say, talking. And eventually I'm getting to it here, talking about the old tractors and tractors we've had, tractors we got, equipment histories and stuff, so I'll be getting on that. Everybody seems to like that. I've been getting quite a few subscribers for that, so, but, so I guess. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you later.